A Pale Crown is the sixth full-length album from Narbeleth. This is a Cuban-born and eventually Galicia, Spain-based duo of, I would say, traditional black metal style, which revolves around both the melodic evolution of both Norwegian and Swedish black metal, and not solely melodic, but decidedly melodic as they've developed their last three albums or so. The first couple albums are fairly raw, but they built their own sophistication over time. And this latest record is sort of it builds upon the great things they were doing on Summicum Nox Arcana, and back in 2021. You'll recall that I reviewed that record positively back in the day, and I was really impressed with the band. It was one of the better records from that year in that style, and it was definitely a throwback, and it was conscious of the classic influences and not really building upon them, but just bringing some modern influences, some sophisticated touch to the guitar work, and building it up from there. So this is Narbeleth's sixth album, and you should expect their own voice, but also something very traditional in the realm of like Dievel or bands like that. So we'll cut here into one of the songs and get an idea of what that means. So as natural as that result sounds in terms of the classic kind of mid-90s black metal sound from Scandinavia, I think it's a great place to start. It's a great place to sit if you want to in black metal. It makes sense, but the band has moved around a little bit. There's more than that classic Norwegian sound to their touch, and there's always been something in between, like Nemesis Divina era Satyricon and Sacramentum, that leans maybe a little bit towards pagan black metal once in a while. And I would say maybe the first Borknagar record, I felt a little bit of a touch of the melody there. Maybe earlier, maybe the first record from Take made sense in reference to this album. So that kind of gives you an idea that there's some maybe more melodic moments that are not just the typical tremolo built statement, and there's a little bit extra in there in terms of different vocal types, expressions, and otherwise it's a pretty classic feeling record. It's a very easily approachable record. The production values have gotten fine without getting too slick. And they don't bury and hide their work in reverb. It's very much stated up front and in a very strong way. And I think that the way they've covered the King of the Shadow Throne from Satyricon's second album is indicative of the aim of this record. It's that they're reaching for that level of quality, whereas that record has a little bit more of a fantasy setting. This is just a little bit more of a trip to the woods, a place of commune, and a way of musing over the natural areas that they've explored. So it's not as grand as like a 1994 Norwegian black metal album in scope, but you still get the competency and the really impressive guitar performances on this record that sell it ultimately. And I found myself coming back to it for that fluid melodic style, as well as the more aggressive side of the band and all the nuance that they've been able to pack into their sound beyond their 2021 record. So it was a pretty successful black metal record for my taste. Fairly high recommendation. It's a moderately high score there. And overall, I'd recommend this to someone who's more just interested in, like I said, the traditions of classic black metal as most people see them. And it certainly won't sound like anything else out of Spain right now exactly, but it still manages some modernisms. There's still a modern touch to some of their work in the sense of just being very sophisticated playing style and musicianship. And the recording values help emphasize that they are improving as musicians without making a fuss of it. So strong album. Go ahead and check it out. Released back on the 5th of January, and go ahead and read the review if you feel like it.